Welcome to the World of Concrete 360's Industry Influencer video series. I'm Bill Palmer. I'm the editor of World of Concrete 360. With us today we have Jerry Stoner, who is chairman of the board of the Volumetric Mixers Manufacturers Bureau and president of Zimmerman Industries. VMMB is, the purpose of it is to make sure that everything stays in conjunction with ASTM and ACI standards, to promote the use of the equipment through education and awareness, and to improve the professionalism of the manufacturers and operators of mold mixers. So, Jerry, how long have you been involved with VMMB?
Zimmerman Industries is one of the original founders of VMMB, so we were one of the co-creators to get the whole thing started, which was started in 1999, but the official documents were in 2000, so we've been there ever since.
How many members are there?
There are 6 members at this time, and we have numerous affiliate members in the organization.
Does it represent most of the industry?
In the United States, it basically confirms all manufacturers are in the VMMB organization.
Okay. So why did the manufacturers feel the need to form this organization?
The manufacturers felt the need to put this together to create a set of standards that put everybody on the same playing field to comply, like you said earlier, with the ASTM and ACI standards. So that was the big thing, to come up with a set of specifications that everyone had to comply with to put everybody on a playing field that met those standards.
That makes sense. So I know that there's a lot of interesting things we can do with volumetrics. What are the limitations? What do you see?
Well, every time I get asked that question, I have somebody else that does something else different that you never thought of before that you could do. So I don't know that there's any limitations, and they're so easily modified to do what the customer wants to do. It just amazes me so many times that so many things are being done that aren't always related to concrete. They still use the same machine to do other things.
Really?
Polyester concrete, which doesn't have cement in it. So there's so many things that keep happening. Every time there's something new, you adjust to it. So I don't know that there's really any limitations. Depending on usage and situations, would I ever say I want to do a 10,000 yard pour with volumetrics? The answer is no. But to do all the specialty application, there is no limitation.
I was surprised to learn of the maximum size of some of the units. I thought they were typically more like 5 or 6 yards, and they're much bigger.
They're much bigger. You can go. Our largest one that we make in a mobile form on a truck is 14 yards. Don't get me wrong, it's not legal in the United States loaded, but that's not how they use it. So it could be on a trailer or a truck, but they have that capacity at that time. A lot of overseas, they're used as stationary batch plants, so it's unbelievable. You think there's limitations, but there's really not.
Yeah. The main applications that you're seeing, are they across the board, or is it more repair, or is that?
Usually, it's not the large pour, it's specialty applications, or it could be regular concrete. Right now, one of the big things you see is because of the driver shortages of places and stuff, a lot of people can't get concrete when they want it. So you have people going into business to fulfill that need, or you have contractors that can't get concrete when they want it, so they're buying their own to do some of the special applications to fill that void so that it can use a ready mix for the big pours. So specialty applications are definitely a niche, but they're used for every type of concrete in every instance.
Okay. Is the use increasing? Do you see?
Absolutely. There's more and more customers every year. We sell more every year. You think COVID would slow you down, but it didn't. the hardest thing slowing us down now is trying to get parts, but the applications keep coming in different ways, so you have to stay up with the demand.
So with VMMB, what are I know you have two kinds of certifications for the machine and for the operator.
Correct.
Why are these important?
The first one was part of the original pact of coming together to form the organization to get everybody up to the standard of meeting both ASTM and ACI standards. So by certifying that your machine meets that, and that's done by an independent lab. So you have to get that done to become a member, to get the placard that shows that your machine conforms to those standards. The second one was added more recently, and that was to certify the operators much the same that you would for a batch plan operator, because it is a batch plan on wheels.
Sure.
So we want that certification so that engineers and firms speccing jobs give this more acceptance, because there is a level of education that needs to be attained to be an operator.
Okay. I was talking to somebody earlier today about e-tickets. Are you guys thinking about digital tickets for your deliveries?
That's already available. Everybody has that available.
No, do they?
You can do it. You can print out a digital ticket, or you can, depending on your systems, you can email those tickets right from the internet or from the Wi-Fi. If you have Wi-Fi, so you can send tickets that you don't even have to touch a ticket. So it's already available and has been for quite some time.
Okay, that's interesting. So do you think that the infrastructure bill is going to have an impact on your business?
Definitely. I mean, whether it's directly or indirectly, it'll be both is what will happen. Directly because there's going to be specialty things, so that's going to increase sales of volumetrics for that specialty application. But even the infrastructure bill is going to make all the ready-mix companies busier. So even by default, the smaller people are going to get busier too, because there's only so much concrete that can be delivered in a day. So yes, it'll definitely have a positive impact on production.
Are you having issues with, you mentioned parts, is that a big issue for you now? Is it
Even trucks, trying to get trucks and trying to get components, every day it's a new adventure. This is the hand you're dealt, you got to play it, so figure it out and move on.
Yeah.
So there are challenges that haven't been around before, so it's a challenge.
What can a company that's using volumetrics do to improve their ability to get parts and material and equipment?
Supply chain's got to come up to snuff again.
Yeah.
I mean, what was a 1 or 2 week lead time is now 90 days. You got to adjust in the fly on that one. So you find other vendors, you do what you do. Luckily, it even affects the end customer. If he ever needs a part, maybe you have it, maybe you don't. So you have to carry a little more stock than you used to, because you don't know what's happening.
Sure.
Bottom line is you got to take care of your customers.
Makes sense. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Bill. It's been a pleasure.
So,